me. They treat you with dignity. All these things I want to know.
Okay. At first, they said from a loudspeaker, stick your hands out the window. Now, if I didn't stick my hands out the window, coming to that traffic stop, they would have shot me dead. There was like 30 ARs pointed at me. There was a attack air squad in a helicopter hovering above me. They stripped me naked at gunpoint, and they had to search me in the snow.
On your knees, or were you just standing?
No, I had to walk backward to them like this.
Oh, wow.
Had to spin around just like I was in Bosnia. And this military checkpoint shouldn't be used against civilians in this country. And it was a military checkpoint. And this is not martial law. This is Oregon State. And it should never have happened.
Now, originally they were trying to get you on some sort of a gun charge or something like that. Is that true?
I carried an 1860 cap and ball revolver on the refuge.
You mean like the that looks like the gun the old pirates use in the pirate movies, right? The black powder thing?
Civil War pistol.
Oh, okay. Wow. And they tried to charge you with a gun crime for that?
Brass receiver, the octagon barrel, the whole 9 yards. It's what I've always carried on my hip.
Wow.
As a 45 1860 Army pistol.
And that really didn't fly in court?
They tried everything to get me on a weapons charge, but the requirements for the firearm, 1860 pistol doesn't meet the requirements.
So, if you had anything you could say to the officers, especially the ones that dealt with Finicum fatally, and the ones that took you into custody, and the level of militant response to Malheur, what would you say to those guys? You know, and I'm not trying to get you to bag on law enforcement. I just want you to tell me your honest, no BS opinion.
We have some awful good officers in Oregon State. We really do, and there's some bad ones too, and the bad ones need to be held accountable. I wish we could go back in time and not have my friend shot in the back, you know, with his hands up, trying to save the people's life in the truck they were shooting at. You know, there's no reason he was even shot. And then there was an ambulance right up above him, and they never utilized it to save his life. They just let him bleed out onto the ground. And something should have been done. I don't feel it was the Oregon State Police. The Oregon State Police was deliberately misled by the FBI. And that I do know for a fact. I have a lot of friends with the Oregon State Police. I've been on search and rescue team in Malheur County for 20 years. And some of my best friends, Oregon State policemen, you know, and sheriffs.
So if you had anything to say to my anarchist audience, you know, the ones that might not understand what people were doing out there at Malheur, because, you know, I am an anarchist and a lot of people on Team Anarchy watch my stuff, but what would you say to them?
Well,
the people that are trying to characterize you guys as terrorists, for instance, you know, like...
I was expecting a terrorism. The radio said that the terrorists had taken over the refuge. That's how I got involved. I jumped in my truck, I went down, and I said, holy crap, that's only an hour or two away, and I'll be the first one there to stop. You know, I spent time in Iraq. I don't want any terrorists in my neighborhood, and I was thinking more
So you were a soldier in Iraq then?
Yeah, I was
okay.
So I was thinking, okay, I'll jump in, go down there, stop the terrorists from doing whatever they were doing, and go home. That's what I was thinking. I was not ready for what I encountered. I rolled down my window, and Ryan Bundy come out of the hooch in a cowboy hat. I thought I was lost. And Ryan Bundy says, I said to Ryan Bundy, I said, where's all the terrorists at? Because, you know, it's out in the middle of nowhere. I've never been there before. And they said, terrorists? Just shook his head, says, I don't know about any terrorists, but I'm about to go eat dinner, and you're welcome to eat with us, and we pray before we eat if that doesn't offend you. I said, well, what's going on here? Because that's not the story Oregon Public Broadcasting put out, saying terrorists that took over the refuge. And see, that's how I got involved with everything. And then when the sun came up the next morning, I met the entire Hammonds family. And I found their story firsthand.
Ransom's business.
And
That's Cranky Horse.
That's Ransom, not Hellboy.
Sorry.
so if there's anything I could do for the Hammonds family, I'll do it. And this is my one last opportunity before I go to prison to help them.
Well, I mean, that's just a testament to the character and the human being that you are, that you're spending your last, 30 days, serving other people when you're going to have your freedom taken away from you. It's really...
I had my freedom taken away from me for 10 years serving this country. It's just like a short deployment somewhere to me. Whether I spent 2 years on the DMZ in Korea, and
Highly limited regulations.
There you go.
Rules to
So-
follow.
What do you think should happen in regards to an investigation about what happened with Finicum? What would be, in the best case scenario
the
for you?
HRT team that lied on the stand, they all should be in prison. The HRT team that trimmed tree branches and set up tree stands to shoot my friend in the back in an L-shaped ambush should be held accountable.
Now that's a
And who is your
prepared
friend? Is that-
elevated firing position in an ambush around a blind turn, right?
Who are you
Like-
referring to? Your friend?
HRT team.
My
Your
just so the
friend.
people that are watching.
my
understand
friend
what that is.
Lavoie was shot.
Yeah, of course.
That's who I'm
Like
referring
Finicum.
to.
Yeah, but what is the HRT team? So the people at home will know what it is. It's like a
They're-
SWAT team or whatever. Or
They're
what are
like
they?
a SWAT team, but their job is to hostage, negotiate, rescue people where they just kill everybody in their path.
So they don't
So-
they don't negotiate. They just.
Well, thank you for the very telling and frank interview.
I have a really good friend, Oregon State Police.
Mhm.
He was a state police senior bomb expert for like 30 years. He was in tears just like I was over Lavoie Finicum.
Which
yeah.
press do we have here today with us? Do you know?
Thank you, brother.
All right.
Hey, thank you.